The unexpected letter. One day, Emily received an unexpected letter in the mail. She had never seen the address before, but it was addressed to her. The envelope was old and had a strange symbol on it. Who could this be from? Emily wondered as she turned the envelope over in her hands. She opened the letter and found out that she had inherited a large mansion from a distant relative she had never met. The relative's name was Mr. Edward Blackwood. Reading the letter, Emily sat down at her kitchen table and read the letter carefully. Dear Miss Emily, I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Mr. Edward Blackwood, and I am your great-uncle. Although we have never met, I have always known about you through your family. I am writing to inform you that I have left my mansion to you in my will. It is a grand house with many rooms, gardens, and a lake. I believe you will love it there. However, there is one condition: you must stay in the mansion for 1 week before you can claim it as yours. Yours sincerely, Mr. Edward Blackwood. Emily felt both excited and curious about this unexpected inheritance. The journey to the mansion. Curious and excited, Emily decided to travel to the mansion to see what it was like. She packed her bags and said goodbye to her friends and family. The journey took several hours by car. As she drove through rolling hills and dense forests, Emily couldn't help but wonder what her great-uncle's mansion would be like. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, she saw it, a grand mansion standing tall amidst beautiful gardens and a sparkling lake. Meeting the butler. When Emily entered the mansion, she met an old butler named Mr. Jenkins. He was dressed in formal attire and had a kind face. "Welcome, Miss Emily," said Mr. Jenkins with a bow. "I have been waiting for you. Your great-uncle left this mansion to you with one condition: you must stay here for 1 week before you can claim it as yours." Emily agreed and began her stay in the mansion. Mr. Jenkins showed her around the house, explaining where everything was and how things worked. Exploring the mansion. The first few days were quiet and peaceful. Emily spent her time exploring every nook and cranny of the mansion. She found libraries filled with books, music rooms with pianos, and even a small theater. But as days passed, strange things started happening. Doors would open by themselves, and Emily would hear footsteps in the hallway at night. "Is someone else living here?" Emily asked Mr. Jenkins one morning during breakfast. "No, Miss Emily," he replied calmly. "You are alone in this house. It's just old houses making noises." Emily wasn't convinced, but decided to keep an eye out for any more unusual occurrences. The hidden room. One day, while exploring the upstairs rooms more thoroughly, Emily stumbled upon a hidden room behind a bookshelf. She had been searching for a specific book in the library when she noticed that one of the books seemed slightly out of place. Curious, she pushed on the book, and to her surprise, a section of the bookshelf swung open, revealing a small room. Inside, she found a diary belonging to her great-uncle, Mr. Edward Blackwood. The diary was old and worn, but as she opened it, she saw that it was filled with handwritten notes. Reading the diary. Emily sat down in the hidden room and began to read the diary. As she turned the pages, she learned that her great-uncle had been involved in some mysterious activities. He wrote about secret societies, hidden treasures, and enemies who sought to harm him. Who could these enemies be? Emily wondered as she read on. The diary also mentioned a valuable treasure hidden somewhere in the mansion, but did not reveal its exact location. Strange happenings intensify. As Emily continued to read the diary, strange happenings around the mansion intensified. Doors creaked louder, and footsteps sounded clearer. It seemed as though someone or something was trying to get her attention. One night, while reading in her room, Emily heard loud noises coming from downstairs. She went down to find out what was happening and saw someone breaking into the house. To her surprise, it was Mr. Jenkins who was breaking in, or so it seemed. The first twist. Just as she was about to confront him, another figure appeared from behind and revealed that Mr. Jenkins was actually working for Emily all along to protect her from real intruders. "This is Detective James," said Mr. Jenkins. "He has been helping me keep you safe." Detective James explained that Emily's great-uncle had been murdered and that she was now in danger because she had inherited his mansion. "Your great-uncle was involved in some dangerous dealings," Detective James said. "We need to find out who killed him and why." Investigating the murder. Emily, Mr. Jenkins, and Detective James began investigating the murder together. They searched the mansion for clues and interviewed people who knew her great-uncle. As they dug deeper, they discovered that several people had motives for killing Mr. Blackwood. There was a rival businessman who wanted his wealth, a former employee with a grudge, and even a member of a secret society mentioned in the diary. The second twist. As they were getting closer to solving the mystery, another surprising revelation came to light. Detective James was not who he claimed to be. He was actually Emily's long-lost brother who had been presumed dead years ago. He had been working undercover to protect Emily from those who wanted to harm her. "I'm so glad I found you," said Emily's brother, tears in his eyes. Emily was overjoyed to have found her brother again and thanked Mr. Jenkins for his loyalty and protection throughout their ordeal. Confronting the real enemy. Together with her brother and Mr. Jenkins' help, they confronted the real enemy. A group of thieves who wanted to steal valuable items from the mansion. The leader of the thieves turned out to be none other than Emily's stepmother's brother, who had been seeking revenge against Mr. Blackwood's family for years. The final escape. In a tense standoff, Emily and her team managed to outsmart the thieves and escape safely from the mansion. They called the police and had the thieves arrested on the spot. Finding the treasure. After resolving the danger, Emily decided it was time to find out about the treasure mentioned in her great-uncle's diary. With her brother's help, they searched every corner of the mansion until they found a hidden compartment behind a painting. Inside was a chest filled with gold coins, precious jewels, and an old map leading to even more treasures hidden elsewhere. The happy ending. Emily was overjoyed not only because she had found her brother but also because she had inherited such a wonderful treasure. She decided to use some of this wealth to help those in need while keeping enough for herself so she could live comfortably without worrying about money again. From then on, Emily lived happily ever after with her brother in their new home, free from danger and full of love. Mr. Jenkins remained their loyal butler and friend until his old age, when he retired peacefully knowing that everything was well taken care of by those he cared about most dearly throughout all these years, serving faithfully always without fail ever since first day started working here long ago. Now finally coming full circle, ending story here today, now conclusively altogether completely done, fully finished, completely over, finally at last end.